video 3. This is what it's like in the, what it takes, I guess, in monetary fashion, how to drive these cars. This is a 65 Mustang, and this is Devil Boys Entertainment Car Club, whatever you want to call it. Okay, let's start when you're looking into getting an old car. We're talking price. Let's start with price. First, you don't have an old school. You want to get an old school. What do you need? Okay. One, someone that knows a little bit about cars. Hopefully, you don't. Hopefully, you do know about cars. And if you don't, I'll help you out. The page. I'm not the best, but I can do the basics. So you're looking for a car. What do you want? Everyone's got their dream car. Chevy, Ford, Plymouth, Chrysler, same thing. Whatever. I don't care. Some car you're looking at. What I do is I go into, if you don't know where to look, go into your local, whatever, here they use OfferUp a lot, and Craigslist, obviously, Facebook Marketplace. Everyone uses those pretty much to sell. That's like some of the best mediums to sell just local cars. Then I do local cars. There's I think Bring Your Trailer, a lot of other stuff where you get kind of different cars, but Bring Your Trailer to me means it's not running, so that's not what I'm about. So you're looking at cars. I usually go to the car section. I go 75 or older because that's when cars are cool, and then I do 75 or older. Oh, and then I go from low to high. And the thing is, you'll find, like everyone, like all of you know, there's a bunch of zeros and a bunch of ones, and they're not for $0 or $1. It's for like $1 million. Some of those, it's like some 30s Rolls Royce. It's just gorgeous. Whatever. But that's not my car. So I go into I start anywhere from the 2000 range. That's where you're going to find the rougher cars. 2000 to 2000 is a little iffy. You get to the 3000, that's what I got the Plymouth for. They're listed for like 3.3. I got it for 3,000. Was it worth 3,000? I'd say so. You're looking, if you want something on the cheap, you're looking for a car that you're not going to find tearing it up on Instagram. You're not going to find tearing it up on YouTube. You're looking for something that's not as trendy. Why do you ask? Because that's not the value. People don't have the same value in it. The car itself is amazing. I'd say most old cars, they can handle a lot of work, but obviously the media, the influencers, all that, aren't the ones promoting these cars. Chargers, Challengers, Mustangs, C10s, etc., etc. So I look for cars like that. You can find yourself nicer cars. You can go up to the $5,000. You know your limits. 5 to 10. So let's. I put ground rules basically. If it's not running, doesn't have an engine, to me 800, maybe 1,000 if it's a really special body. To me, unless it's like something really special, don't spend that much on something that doesn't have an engine and doesn't drive. There's no point. You can go 1,000 to 2,000. Usually you don't find too much. It's all kind of torn apart, missing panels. Not going to do you so good. 3,000 Ford, like 3 to 10. So 3 to 6,000 ish. It depends what area you live in. I'm in California. It's probably the most expensive. 3 to 6,000. You're going to find from running projects to almost done project to my wife's telling me to get rid of this car kind of project. And then on top of that, 8, 9,000, 10 into the teens and 20s, you're looking at something that should be running, something that should not have too many problems. If it's a later model car, something that should be, passing smog or whatever. We don't really mess with smog, so it doesn't matter. But these cars at that price should be running pretty well. And then, of course, you have the extra ultra fancy collector stuff. That's neither here nor there. But it's a donk. So we're talking base price, all right? When you get the car, now you own the car. Let's say you bought a car $4,000. She runs nice. She's got a spoiler. Who knows? Now the upkeep. What are you paying monthly on this car? Absolutely nothing. You're not paying anything. These cars you pay for cash. Straight up. Just pay for them. Now, when I talk to my friends that pay $600, $700, $800 for their cars monthly, I just have a laugh because I'm not paying a cent. And half the time my car's way cooler than theirs. Now, what does change though? A lot of shops aren't going to want to look at your car. I have 4 disc brakes in this car. Not drums anymore, 4 discs. Standard Wilwood discs. Wilwood, if you want to sponsor me, go for it. I love them, they're great. But sometimes they're like, oh, we can't work on these old vehicles. This is a new style brake. These brakes are for race equipment. They're great. And they're the newest style of brake that exists. Maybe there's another one, I don't know, Tesla people, whatever, who knows. But at least for main gas vehicles work either drum or disc, right? Discs are premiums. They're better than the original drums. So but you'll get a lot of people that don't want to work on your car. So what's that mean for you? It means you have to be willing to at least do the regular maintenance. You're going to save so much money changing the oil, knowing when the spark plugs are bad, and we'll talk about that. Being able to check your fluids regularly. And then, here it comes again, troubleshoot. Troubleshooting is number 1. You'll get every car problem figured out, knowing how to troubleshoot the right way. And we can talk about that for people, those of you who don't know. And then from there on, it's all parts. Because you learn to do some of the maintenance yourself. You've learned to do, more and more each time. And this is how I learned this car. I started with little things like the starter solenoid. Simple. Bolt on, bolt off. Make sure you don't mix up the wires. And then I went to, I did my front brakes, discs. And then I did my leaf springs. And then I did my rear end. And then I did... and then, you know what? I've touched everything on this car. And that is where you really get the knowledge. So what do you actually spend in a car? I mean, I can pull out some numbers. Maybe we'll do it again. But, I mean, unless it's not running right, nothing. Gas, obviously gas is going to be a little pricier. But I can do another video on gas. Because to me, gas is what gets you from point A to point B. So I have no problem with gas.